We also going to talk about Jalen Green. He had his press conference for the Phoenix Suns. Remember, this is the guy who got traded for KD. Now he's with a new organization. We have a video, and I'm going to tell you, I never seen Jalen Green so assured of himself than in this video. You can tell that trade has something to do with all of that. It bothered him a little bit. Let's check out this Jalen Green situation.
Phoenix
I appreciate it. I'm happy to be in Phoenix, man.
How you feeling about being part of the Suns now?
I'm super excited. A great organization, great people. It's gonna be fun, and the position we in, I think we're gonna surprise a lot of people and make a lot of noise. So
I'm curious when you look at you started something with Houston, like you were there when they were trying to figure it out, and then you part of them making a decision, and then you get traded. How do you deal with that or deal with that?
I mean, it hurts. Houston is home to me and forever will be home to me. I started, my NBA career there, and I've, built a lot in there in that situation. So, obviously, it was sad to leave. Obviously, but it's a business though. You gotta understand that when you're coming into the NBA, and I'm just thankful that I have the opportunity to play basketball again. For another team that has.
You see his approach a little bit? He assured of himself, talking a little faster pace, a little more bass in his voice. We didn't get that in Houston. Every time he had a press conference or a reporter's in his face, he's kind of soft-spoken, passive-aggressive. See, all it takes sometimes is for you to go through something. Jalen Green has woke up now. He was in his little dream world before getting drafted to the Houston Rockets for 4 years, going through what he was going through. He thought he was going to be a Houston Rocket forever. Yeah, he might have heard about the trade rumors and all that stuff going on, but it wasn't really reality to him until he actually got traded. He thought it was a possibility he'd come back this season after that bad performance in the playoffs. He was hoping he'd get another shot at it. So when he got traded for KD, that caught him by surprise. It was like, whoa. So he feeling like, man, they didn't think I'm not good enough. I had one bad playoff game and then they shipped me off to another franchise. So you can understand how he's feeling. Maybe slightly betrayed a little bit, but he does understand it's a business. But I'm telling you, it woke him up. I think this is going to be better for him in the long run. I hope he turns into an all-star type of player. But I guarantee you, whatever Jalen Green has to offer, okay, you're going to see it next season with the Suns. He has a lot to prove. A lot to prove. He understands that. He understands it. He had a lot to prove when he was in Houston. He understood it then, but this is something different. Your career is on the line now. Not only that getting traded was a big possibility for you and it happened, but now are you able to stay in the league? Can you earn a living? Can you fit in? That's how big it is for him now. So if he goes to Phoenix and you see the same stuff he was doing with Houston, it's going to be hard to sell for another team to go calling for him, trying to get him to another franchise. It's not going to happen that easy. The man going to find himself overseas somewhere if he don't watch it. So I'm rooting for him. But you can tell right now that it's about business. He's talking about business now. His approach is totally different.
Been in the playoffs, been to the finals, and winning basketball in general. So yeah.
I'm curious, just when you look at you and Devin, both of you can obviously score with the ball. And the question of how can these two work together? Can you answer that?
I mean, we are two people who are gonna accept a double team and be able to play off each other. So when you look at something like that, it's like we're two people who know how to score the basketball. We're two people who know how to attract the defense, and everyone's gonna shape around us. So, I mean, when we're doing something like that, you gotta pick who you want to score tonight. And me and him both is gonna be a deadly scoring duo, no matter what the situation is. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. People are gonna say what they're gonna say, but this is a great opportunity for myself and.
It says it's gonna be a scoring deadly duo. I guess him and Booker. At least that's what they're gonna be hoping. Because if he can push this out of his memory and look at it as starting fresh, which I'm pretty sure you have no choice. You have to do that. Everything that happened with Houston, you got to erase all of that stuff. This is a new beginning. And he is a deadly scorer. Just not consistent, but he's deadly. We all know when Jalen Green got it going, he can rally a team. So, yeah, they could have a hell of a scoring tandem. Boy, it's making the playoffs and all that. No, they got to make some moves. They got to make a lot more moves. Before as him and Book, yes, it can be a scoring punch. So we're going to be rooting for him. But that's all I'm saying. You see the confidence that he has. He wasn't talking like that in Houston. Scoring threat, boom, boom, I'm going to do this. We're going to do that. Take care of this. He was nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. So, wishing the best.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the hunger's already there. I made it to the playoffs already as it is. I may not have performed how I should have performed, but at the end of the day, the goal is to be in the playoffs every year. And I got a taste of it now, and there's no reason I shouldn't have had to go to get back.
What's it like coming to a team that obviously wanted you to get you in?
They're ready to capitalize on that. He's been sending me film. He's already been breaking down the offense. So yeah, I know what he wants from me, and I know what he needs me to do, and that's what we're gonna do.
Jalen, some of the questions already hit on it, but what you learn specifically about like building up a program in Houston and what it takes to establish a culture, establish an identity like Phoenix wants to do this year?
I just understand the winning side. Shout out to Coach Ime Udoka. He didn't installed into me that winning is more than just scoring in basketball. Defensively, playing hard, and just being engaged through the whole game. I learned that from over there, and I'm gonna take that and carry it to Phoenix. So just winning basketball in general is what we're finna bring over here.
A big part of your game is getting to the basket. How much pride do you take in being able to take anyone off the dribble and get to the rim?
I take a lot of pride in it. We take it to the rim. We can still add a lot more to the game. We can add the midi. We can add the three.
That should be good enough. So just hoping he reforms his game. Sounds good. He's in a happy place now.
Your own happy place.
So wishing Jalen Green good luck. That's all we can do. As Houston fans, just wish the man great luck. Because you never know. Years down the road, he might spiral right back to Houston. Again, it happens. We done seen players come back. Later on in his career, you never know. He might come back to H-Town. That's a possibility. But we just hope he comes back a whole different player than when he left. That's all we got to say about that. So, LeBron James and KD situation, huh? Because the noise has been going in the comment section of that last video. No doubt about that. The only problem is we got to be more respectful, not using the vulgar language. We should be able to debate, talk sports with all that crazy noise, taking stuff personal. We can do without that. All right? Another thing. I don't hate LeBron James. I don't hate KD. I don't. I just know there's more to give from these players and throughout their career. That's all it is. I have high expectations for these players too. That's why I talk the way I talk when I'm addressing them. If they come up short, I'm going to let them know they're coming up short. I want them to do better than what you think. That's why I hold them at a high standard. Because I'm going to be honest with you. LeBron James and KD should be better than Michael Jordan. They got all the attributes, man. The physical attributes and their talent and their skill. In reality, they should be better than Michael Jordan. The only thing they're missing, if they had the mentality of Michael Jordan, they'd have had him wiped out the box. Especially LeBron James, because he got the records. Right? You put that mentality of Michael Jordan and LeBron James, you talking about the greatest that ever played this game. Hands down. KD as well. It's the mentality that people are not looking at. We ain't talking about the skill. We know they talented. We know all of this. They just not cutthroat. And we're not going to hold that against them because people are built different. People are raised different. Understand? So you have to be missing some parts. Can't have it all. As far as Michael Jordan, maybe he could have been a better teammate and, patting you on the butt, sweet talking you, bringing you along a lot easier than being so aggressive, using demeaning language at times to get the job done. He could have been nicer maybe, huh? Like a KD or a LeBron James after one of those games, those brawling, high intense games that you're trying to win in the playoffs. He takes his jersey off and he swaps with you. Y'all sign autographs and y'all walk out smiling. Maybe he should have been like that. Maybe he should have been like that and everybody be happy and fun with it, right? It ain't cut like that. Like I say, it's generations, man. It's just a different generation. We understand that. And another thing to go back on the last video about Michael Jordan and his father. You got to understand, Michael Jordan had a strong father in his life that had a lot to do with his mentality. Pushing him, making him work, making sure he don't let go of that rope. Can't underestimate the power and the influence of a real strong father in the household. I was fortunate enough to have both of my parents in the household when I was growing up. I was blessed. I was fortunate to have my father in the house while I was growing up. You can't substitute that. You can't. Because it builds you a foundation. It builds character. And not to take any shots, but LeBron James and KD, they was raised in single mother households, which has a lot to do with their approach and their mentality. LeBron James, man, I don't hate LeBron James. If LeBron James went out there and took care of business, him and KD, on the court, just took care of business with all this other stuff going on, off the court, even sometimes on the court. LeBron James with all this flopping, arguing with these refs, feel like he's entitled. MJ ain't do all that stuff, man. Why would you flop or give your offensive guy an edge by knocking yourself out of the play? They were too hard grinding, making sure they don't get an edge. Playing all out every play. Every second they was on the floor. That's the difference. But this generation wants to flop. They want to entice the ref. They want to whine and cry for calls. It just doesn't look good. So most of this is just body language, demeanor when it comes to KD and LeBron James. That's all it is. It's the approach that they're taking that makes it look bad, because when you're sitting on the heir of the throne, you call yourself the king, the chosen one. There's a standard you got to set. It is not whining with refs. It is not flopping, trying to embellish calls and all this other stuff, feeling entitled. Talk about only certain things you want to talk about. That's the problem. KD, all emotional, responding, hitting Twitter. First time somebody says something about him, he got to fight back. He will fight back with somebody working at McDonald's. Back and forth. And no knock on anybody working at McDonald's. However you got to make a living, that's what you got to make a living doing. Whatever's going to pay the bills. I understand that. Shit, I used to work at Popeyes. All right? I understand all of that. But you ain't got no business. You're sitting somewhere. You're here. Take the high road. I want to respond to people that really, if Michael Jordan said something about you, yeah, you got to respond. You got to respond. Amongst your peers, yeah, you got to respond. Somebody sitting at a desk, eating popcorn, drinking Coca-Cola, playing paperclip games. No. What are you doing? So you got to understand, this is what frustrates me about great players. And like I said before, LeBron James and KD should be a lot better. Their careers would have surpassed Michael Jordan, even if they came up short on rings, because that mentality would have been there. And you'd have said, oh, yeah, these guys here, man, they coming with it. No games, no holds barred. They going out there giving people that work. And they serious about their business. But I understand, like before, new generation. I understand it. New generation. And it's all about your foundation as well. So that's why I'm not going to hold that against them. But when people come up and they start talking about better than Michael Jordan, then we got a problem. We got a problem. We got a serious problem. Because I'd rather Michael Jordan have a little asterisk by his name by not being a good teammate to some people. Maybe he was too hard on him. I'd rather have that asterisk than the one of pouting, flopping, hitting social media when somebody says something about your game. Yeah, coming up short. In the finals or playoffs, shying away. Not being available on the court. Injury prone. I know. Y'all probably tired of me beating that like a dead horse, talking about injury prone players. But what's the most ability? Is availability, right? That's the most important thing in any professional sports, is making yourself available. It don't matter what kind of talent you got. You can't get on the court, you can't get on the field to showcase it. It's all for nothing. Look at Grant Hill. Hell of a player. But I guarantee you, you believe there was a lot more he could have done if he would have been available. So you look at his career differently, right? So I don't want nobody to get this mistaken, okay? Don't get it mistaken. Understand, I don't have a problem with LeBron James or KD. I just have to call it down the middle. And I have to line them up. Got to line them up. So we put it to bed. As far as that comment section, my goodness. Let's see if I can pull this up real quick. My. We had a whole lot of MJ love. Well, we also had some LeBron, which I call them the Glazers, in this comment section. Talking. Look, all I want y'all to do is really explain a little more. Instead of coming up there and saying, LeBron James the greatest. MJ is a bum. Blah, 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 blah. You know, all that kind of crazy stuff. We can have a debate. We can have a respectable conversation without demeaning anybody. I enjoy it. I welcome it. Right? But some of y'all just come out flat disrespectful. And this one was not too long ago. What is this one? Like this one here. This is totally disrespectful right here. And obviously he didn't. I mean, I did send a comment. I pinned the comment, said, you know, cut out the cuss words, be respectful and all that kind of stuff. He didn't curse on this one, but it is still disrespectful. This guy said, talk about exposing yourself. I just realized Braun and KD don't have a dad. Now that is sad. See, now that's just totally disrespectful. I'll probably end up taking that completely off, or I'll send him a message. But like I say, keep it respectable. No vulgar language. Keep it clean. Can you get a little should I say, edgy? Yeah, you can get a little edgy. But this right here, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. So, Lamano Lee, I haven't responded to that one, but he says, so whose fault is that, bro? The media? No, it's LeBron James and KD's fault. It's not the media. Not the media. Because if you go out there and just take care of your business, it won't be anybody's fault. Nobody's. You don't give them anything to jump on, you don't have no problem. Maybe LeBron James calls himself the king, the chosen one, which he well can do that. He has the right. And he has the game to back it up. But when you add pouting to the king and the chosen one, when you add flopping to the king and the chosen one, when you add being entitled to the king and the chosen one, that's when you're going to catch some hard slack. Just saying. Just saying. All right? And for us, KD, when you decide to go to a team that put that paddle to your behind, that ain't the media. That's you. You made that decision. So hopefully, Lamano Lee, that answers your question. Like this one here, Zohan Crush. All he said, and I think he dropped a few more comments later on down here, but he says a lot of MJ fans are old and senile. That's it. Whole bunch of laughing emojis, a few thumbs down. That's it. No explanation, no nothing. That's just trolling. I just look at that as trolling, which a lot of them in here are trolling, if you ask me. When you don't have no explanation, you just drop something in there, either you just hating, just trying to stir up something, but it's all trolling. That's all it is. And it's crazy because I never looked at myself as old and senile, but I'm telling you, man, I remember when I was the young guy of the bunch. And even now, it's crazy to me because people calling me OG and all this kind of stuff, old, senile, and I be looking at myself like, has time flew that fast? You know what I'm saying? And I feel so good. I feel good.